What's up, your boy? Phone another reaction. In today's video, we have There Will Never Be Another Robert Lewandowski by Ped Talks Football. It's crazy that this nigga still score goals at his age. That is crazy. He is one of the
How do
greatest
I
strikers
explain
ever, if not the greatest striker.
to people that this guy outscored everyone non-named Messi or Ronaldo while basically having no speed and using no skill moves?
Ramsdale a snake back to his peril. Robert Lewandowski.
Look at Lewandowski, he is a man who's got goals and won something, and with his goals last time out, he's now put himself, would you believe, third on the all-time goal scoring list.
In the top 5 leagues?
In the top 5 leagues, you spot on there, Mikey. Well done for helping me out.
Robert Lewandowski is one of the best examples of how a player can age and still stay elite.
I saw this post on Insta, which I wanted to share with you guys from over our friends over at SofaScore. Harry Kane at Bayern Munich, 57 goals in 55 games. For Robert Lewandowski at 73 and 107. The numbers are insane, Thierry.
They are insane. They're still doing what they're supposed to do at their age. We thought that Lewandowski was maybe on a decline last year, but this year he's banging goals again.
Is it nice for an older guy to play with the young guys?
Yeah, I learn from them a lot, and it's like the different generation, but also I'm trying to help them. Also, they try to help me as well.
Most strikers start to fall off hard when they get into their late 30s.
Yeah.
Not Leva though. Maybe it's all those TikTok dances or yoga with his wife that keeps him fit. Whatever it is, he remains at the top level of European football despite pushing 40. Key word here being top level, because it's much more impressive to see him still scoring in the Champions League than if he was scoring in empty stadiums in the desert in Saudi
Gay, why you dissing
Arabia. Barca are
Why
sitting
did nigga diss Ronaldo? You don't think Ronaldo could have still played in Europe and been like Lewandowski?
at the top of La Liga, and Lewandowski has been a big reason why. Even though he's playing fewer minutes than before, he's still delivering. He doesn't really need to be that involved to make an impact. He doesn't touch the ball that much, but when the ball drops to him, he knows how to put it into the back of the net. You know, the complete opposite of Ferran Torres.
Barcelona are in. Ferran Torres has missed the target.
He can score with both feet, with his shoulder, he's still great in the air, and he knows exactly how to position himself between defenders. Only one player has scored more goals than Lewandowski since 2010, and that's the GOAT, Lionel Messi. So Leva, he's still one of the most reliable finishers in Europe.
109 Champions League goals. Just 20 behind Messi, you're catching up.
Oh, it's like...
20, I don't know if you're going to catch that. He's still planning on coming back next year?
Of course, I'm very, very, very happy of every goal in Champions League.
And when you look at his Barcelona story, it makes his journey that much more impressive. Because this isn't a player who came in at his peak and dominated. This is someone who arrived already in his 30s and still delivered at the highest level. Which brings us to the bigger point. Lewandowski can already be considered a Barca legend. Not just because of his stats, but because of the context around his move.
Teraz Dembele szuka Roberta i jest gol! 3-1 z przodu, właśnie zaraz Ferran Torres Lewandowskiego i gol! Hat-trick! Robert Lewandowski! Z niczego to czegoś takiego. Na pole karne Lewandowski.
He didn't turn more into like a boxer or a poacher.
Jeszcze raz jest bramka! Jest bramka do Papa w 82.
Stronie Barcelony.
I gol! I jest bramka kontaktowa jeszcze w tym dolinie.
In 2022, Lewandowski made one of the biggest decisions of his career. He left Bayern Munich after 8 years of complete dominance. During that time, the man won everything. League titles, the Champions League, and built a reputation as one of the most reliable goal scorers in football history. Now,
He should have a Ballon d'Or.
yes, I know that winning a lot of titles with Bayern is like losing your virginity to a prostitute, but
Hey, you low-key funny than a bitch, I ain't gonna lie.
this guy literally would have won the Ballon d'Or if it wasn't cancelled in 2020 because of COVID. He was in the perfect situation. A winning team,
Why did they cancel it though? Y'all couldn't just get the man the award? What the fuck?
system built for him, and guaranteed success every single year. And then he walked away from it. Now, there are multiple reasons for why he decided to leave. First, there was the contract situation. Reportedly, from Lewandowski's point of view, Bayern didn't
Well,
offer
Byron good off anyway. Them niggas almost made the Champions League final. They could have almost beat my PSG, but they didn't.
for him a proper new deal early enough. At the same time, he also knew he was getting older. After winning everything possible in Germany, he started thinking about one last big challenge before his career ended. There was a shift happening on the pitch. Under Julian
I ain't gonna lie, but I got a shit. I'm about to end this reaction. I'm gonna be back.
Nagelsmann, Bayern were not playing through Lewandowski as much. The attack became more spread out, which helped players like Koeman, but it meant Lewandowski wasn't the clear focal point anymore. His goal numbers dipped slightly, and he wasn't too happy about that. Things got worse when Bayern started looking at Erling Haaland. Even if it made sense from the club's perspective, it didn't.
Oh my gosh, Haaland at Bayern?
Didn't sit well with Lewandowski. From his perspective, it felt like the club was already looking for his replacement without fully backing him. On top of that, there was a feeling that Bayern didn't fully show him the respect he had earned. This is a player who broke records year after year and carried the team for nearly a decade. But delaying contract talks, focusing on other signings, and then offering a short deal didn't match his status. There were also some bigger structural issues. Bayern don't like giving long deals to players over 30, mainly because of injury risk and long-term value. So Lewandowski was offered a shorter contract, while Barca were ready to give him a longer one. At his age, that mattered a lot, because this was likely going to be his last big contract. Put all of that together, and his decision to leave starts to make a lot of sense. Now, Levo was not joining an elite Barca team. This wasn't the days of MSN or Xavi and Iniesta. He joined Barca at a time when the club was honestly a mess. The 2021-2022 season had been... than two fat people having sex. They were struggling in La Liga, knocked out early in the Champions League, and dealing with serious financial problems. There were even doubts whether they could register new players. Most players would have avoided the situation completely, but Lewandowski didn't. He wanted something new. He wanted a different challenge for himself and his family. And more importantly, he believed in what Xavi was building. Reportedly, there was a meeting between them in Ibiza, where Xavi explained his vision for the club.
Look at Dembele.
He saw Lewandowski as the main piece, the striker who would lead Barca's attack to the top. That's what convinced him.
I'm very happy to play under him, not because of him as a coach, but of course I met him first time on the pitch and I'm playing against him, so I remember exactly what kind of great player he was. And if you will now compare him as a coach and a player, I have to say that he do it different way, like as he was the football player.
He didn't just come in as another star. He came in specifically to fix things. Even the transfer itself had drama. Bayern didn't want to let him go. Club executives pushed for him to stay and finish his contract. But Lewandowski made it very clear. His time there was done. He basically forced the move, and in the end, Barca paid around 45 million euros to bring him in. When he arrived, he took the number 9 shirt, which was a number worn by legends like Luis Suarez and Samuel Eto'o. He left a place where he had already won everything, joined a struggling Barca side, and helped lead the rebuild. In his very first season, this guy delivered. Barca went on to win La Liga and the Supercopa de España, and Lewandowski was right at the center of it all. He finished the season with 33 goals and 8 assists in 46 games across all competitions. But where he really stood out was in La Liga. He scored 23 goals in La Liga and won the Pichichi as the top goal scorer, finishing ahead of Karim Haramzama. For a player joining a new league at 34, that's pretty impressive. He scored twice on his birthday against Real Sociedad, including a goal just 44 seconds into the match. In the Champions League, he bagged a hat-trick against Victoria Pilsen. Performances like that quickly made him a fan favorite, but more importantly, he gave Barca something they were missing, a reliable finisher. He came in during a tough period and immediately helped bring the club back to the top.
Those jerseys so hard. I want them bitches. They're red and black. Oh, that's hard. Them hard.
Oh, I feel amazing. I'm really proud, not only of myself but of the team, because we played very well today. We know that we have to win and score so many goals as possible, and we had this game under control, and with all of the pitch, we know that we have to push forward, we have to play well, and and try to score goals, and we did it. So we know that is for us very important weeks now. We're playing every 3 days, so each game is for us very important, and even the Champions League or La Liga, we want going from the win to win and show our best performance.
After a very strong first year, the 2023-2024 season was the first time that the journey for Lewandowski at Barca had not been perfect. Now on paper, his numbers were still good. He scored 19 league goals and 26 in all competitions. For most strikers, that's a great season. I mean, for Rasmus Højlund, he would get an erection if he was putting up those kind of numbers. But for Lewandowski, it felt like a drop, especially since he could have easily scored more goals if he had been more clinical. Like, the stats look good on paper, but any Barca fan watching games during that season will tell you he missed a lot of easy chances. He looked frustrated at times, and even admitted himself that his spark went out during the year. A lot of that could have come down to fatigue or age. Also, the fact is that Barca as a team were not consistent. But either way, Lewa did not look good. In fact, one of my most popular shorts ever is me saying Lewa needed to learn Arabic. Again, I cannot stress.
God damn, boy, your ass looked like Ilya Topuria. No, your ass look like Armand Sarukian. you where you from? What's your ethnicity, P? You look like you should be in the UFC right now.
How bad he looked.
Nigga said time for Lewandowski to learn Arabic. The same shit I'm saying.
That season despite the numbers. Tactically, things didn't really help him either. Under Xavi, Lewandowski was often asked to drop deeper and help in the build-up play. That meant he was spending less time where he was the most dangerous, in the box. On top of that, Barcelona's system didn't always give him support. There weren't that many runners attacking space, so defenders could just focus on stopping him. A lot of the time, he was just isolated up front. And once that started happening, the narrative changed. People began saying he was past his best, and to be honest, he looked it. There were even reports that the coaching staff were thinking about moving on from him and bringing in a more high-energy striker. But in reality, it wasn't just about him. The entire team was struggling. Key players like Pedri and Frankie de Jong were dealing with injuries, Araujo lost his brain cells, and the squad just didn't have the same rhythm as the year before. Even then, there were still glimpses of his world-class quality. Towards the end of the season, he stepped up with some big performances like his hat-trick against Valencia and 2 goals against Celta Vigo. It was a reminder that even in a bad season, his level is still higher than 99% of strikers out there. The 2023-2024 season was definitely not one of Lewandowski's best years, but it did show something important. Lewa wasn't finished yet, he just needed the right conditions to be able to bounce back. Just when it looked like Lewandowski might be slowing down, everything changed again. The arrival of Hansi Flick completely brought him back to life. Flick and Lewandowski already knew each other from their time at Bayern, where they had massive success together. So right away there was trust, and more importantly, there was now a system in place that actually benefited Lewandowski. Under Flick, Barca stopped playing slow possession-heavy football and became way more direct. The focus shifted to quick attacks, constant pressure, and getting the ball into dangerous areas as fast as possible. And that change was perfect for Lewa. Instead of dropping deep and trying to help build attacks, he could stay where he's at his best, again, in the box. That alone made a huge difference, because in the 2024-2025 season, Lewa exploded. 42 goals in 52 games. I mean, these were close to prime Lewandowski numbers.
What is it that you do with Robert Lewandowski? But of course, one of the reasons why Flick comes in, one of the many reasons, because I'm not going to reduce it to this, it would be deeply unfair, is that there is a sense that he has a belief in Lewandowski, that he can get the best out of him, and therefore Barcelona don't have that problem of what to do with their superstar.
Barca as a team massively improved too.
That nigga Hansi Flick look like he always mad, like you're like a grumpy ass dad.
They scored way more goals, played faster, and looked way more dangerous going forward. Lewandowski became the main finisher again, instead of someone trying to do everything. A big part of that was also because of the players around him. Yamal stepped up and started creating chances consistently. At the same time, Rafinha evolved into this complete attacker, making smart runs while setting Lewandowski up. Suddenly, Lewandowski was getting constant service again. And this was important